I'm really excited to talk with you today. I know you have an incredible story and I can't wait to just get into it. And so I just wanted to ask, I guess, who you are, your starting points and your background.
Okay. My name is Dana Douglass Swann. I'm from a very small town in Texas called Leesville, Texas. I live in Kyle, Texas, which is south of Austin. I am a mother of three sons and a nana to three granddaughters and one grandson. I'm a long-term employee in the administrative field. I have three siblings, and I have been widowed three times and married four times.
Mm.
And I know that's like kind of shocking, I think, but it is what it is. I think I have a big personality. I'm a person of faith. I love people. I love to talk. I love to dance. I love music. I'm outgoing. And that's kind of who I am. And I'm actually a 63-year-old person going to grad school and will graduate with my master's in May of this year.
Oh,
So
that's
that's
not
me in a
very
nutshell.
far. Yeah, that's amazing. May is not very
It's right
far
around the
away.
corner.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm excited.
Yeah, wow. So you did mention that you have been widowed three times, and the next
Mhm.
question I was going to ask is, I guess, how did grief find you, or how did your grief journey begin?
It began when I was 21 years old. I had a 1-year-old son, and my husband was hit and killed by a drunk driver. So that was the first journey. When I was 31, I had remarried. So I had three boys by this time, and my husband drowned in a fishing accident. The next journey was when I was 36. I had remarried, and he passed away of lung cancer. So I was widowed three times before I was the age of 40,
Hmm.
which is, yeah,
I'm guessing you that's not what you expected.
not at all.
Hmm.
I'm the young lady that read the Harlequin romance novels, millions of them, hundreds of them. And, you get married, it's the night, on the horse, you have the white picket fence, you have this wonderful life, you have your kids, you have your husband. That was quickly shut off.
Hmm.
And okay, you're widowed once. That nobody lives forever. You kind of think that's going to happen at some point. You don't know who it's going to happen to or which way. Then you may find you get married again. I was young, so yes, I got married again. Never did I think that it would happen the second time.
Hmm.
I mean, that was just unbelievable. Then to go through that, meet someone else, and it happened a third time was really just unbelievable. So much so that people were saying these awful things, which tend to make you think, they're like, oh my God. I mean, someone told my mother, does she have a curse on her? This doesn't happen to anybody. I've never really known anybody who'd been widowed three times.
Hmm.
And I don't believe in that. But if you hear these kind of things, I mean, it messes with you. So it was an emotional journey. It was hard, it was tough, but I got through it because, you do what you have to do. But no, that was not the life that I imagined or saw for myself at
Hmm.
all.
And do you think it's become easier to deal with grief over time, having gone through it, or has each loss had its unique challenges?
I think each loss is unique. And someone asked me this before. Is it different when like, drunk driving, that's unexpected. The second time the drowning, that was unexpected. The first two times it was sudden. And then with Jim, we had time because from the
Hmm.
diagnosis to his death was like 7.5 months. So you have time to prepare, but it still doesn't change the grief or the hurt or the pain.
Hmm.
And you're preparing, but you're also trying to, more than we prepared, we were trying to fight to get him to do anything that we could to save him so that he could live. So we weren't really preparing for death. We were fighting for his life.
Hmm.
So in that way, I feel like it is different because each circumstance is different, because each person is different. So you're
Hmm.
going to grieve differently. And yes, I was glad that I was there with Jim, who had cancer. I was there with him when he took his last breath, but it didn't make it any easier on me. And the pain is going to be there either way you go, whether it's an instant pain or whether it's a delayed pain. The pain of grief is going to be there each
Mm.
each time.
Mm. So what got you through your, darkest days and nights?
I really, and I've said this a million times, if I didn't have my kids, I don't know what I would have done.
Mm.
But I had the first time I had a son that was a year old. He was a year old when we buried his father. I had to figure out how to support him, how to support us, how to take care of him. So I didn't have time to lay in bed. The other times I had an addition of two more boys.
Mm.
So I had three reasons to get up every day because let me tell you, there were times that I said, I can't do it. I don't want to do it. Then I remembered, you know what? Somebody's hungry. Somebody has to go to school. They needed me. This was not something they asked for. Wasn't anything I asked for, but it certainly wasn't something they asked for.
Mm.
And they had already lost their father. All they had was me. So I really believe, had I not had those boys, I don't know. It would have been very different. It would have been, they were my lifeline. I
Mm.
believe, I truly believe that.
Mm. And how do you think the loss of their fathers have changed your relationship with them, or the dynamic? Has grief impacted the relationship you have with your sons now?
I think it brought us closer to whereas, and maybe sometimes I think I leaned on them too much, especially my older son who became kind of like the man of the household, but
Mm.
it made for a closer relationship because it has always been us, three of
Mm.
them and me. Intermittent, we've had, the last husband came as a stepfather and that, but ultimately it's always been us. So it's a close relationship that is really
Mm.
bonded.
Is there anything that you would have changed looking back about how you dealt with loss?
Looking back, yes. I think, you know, counseling wasn't a big thing back then.
Mm.
Sometimes counseling was maybe back then it was looked at as something that, I don't want to do that. I think it's very helpful. And if I had to do it over again, I would have gotten more counseling and I would have gotten joint counseling for me and my boys. I think that would have
Mm.
helped a lot because it's a lot. It was so much for me to go through. And then I look back and I think about how they went through it.
Mm.
They had their own set of circumstances to deal with. Always being the kid somewhere without the father, just the parent, and maybe kids asking, "Well, why don't you have a dad?" I
Mm.
mean, I didn't think of that then, but I think of that now when I look back, and it had to be terribly hard for them.
Mm.
And they just did what I did, and we sucked it up and we powered through.
When they were younger, did you notice that each one was dealing with grief differently?
I think it was, I think they dealt with it like I did, and maybe compartmentalized it and just put it
Mm.
back and just said, we have to move forward. We got to do this, and it's happened. It is what it is. I think they deal with things, which I think that's how it happens in households. Maybe you deal with like your parents deal with. You deal with it and you move forward and you don't dwell on it.
Mm.
Now, maybe that's not the best way to do it, and maybe not the best way for everything, but that's what we
Mm.
did, and I think that's what they
Mm.
did. I think
And I guess coming to where you are now, how do you think that what you've experienced has impacted your life and who you are?
um, it's made me stronger. For a long time, it was something that honestly I was maybe a little not ashamed of, but it's a big pill to swallow to tell somebody, well, I've been widowed three times.
Mm.
You wouldn't believe the comments that people have made to me when I say, you know, well, you're single, you're not married. No, I'm not married. Well, you never been married. Well, yeah, but I've been widowed. And they look at me like, I mean, I've had the comments from, oh, well, nobody wants to marry you. I bet you can't get a boyfriend. You've been widowed three times and you've never been in jail. I've had from ministers' wives. I mean, people that you think would never say this to you have said these things. And it's just like, who says these kind of things?
Mm.
For a long time, that messed with me emotionally. But I think as I've gotten older and maybe just come out of my shell a little bit, I mean, going back to school at a older age and kind of just doing things, you don't know what life is going to throw at you. And I'm a person of faith. I come from a family of faith. And my mother would always say, God does not put on you more than you can bear. And I believe that. And I have to believe that. I don't know why this is my circumstance. I don't know why this happened to me, but it's happened. I deal with it and I'm stronger for it. Some people have not even experienced deep, true love in their lifetime. And I can say that I have more than
Mm.
once.
Mm.
And some people don't get that luxury. So it is what it is. And this is my life, and I have to make the best of it. I'm
Mm.
here for a reason, and I'm still here for a reason. So I have to do what I have to do.
Yeah. Is there anything, any piece of advice that you would give to widows or someone who's experienced significant loss?
You know what? Whatever you do, there's always going to be someone that's going to think that you're not doing it right. So you have to live your life and you have to do the best that you can do because somebody is always around the corner to criticize you. Well, she shouldn't have done that. Until you walk in a widow's shoes, oh, please don't say what you wouldn't do.
Mm.
It's not for the weak, let me tell you. So until you've been in that lady's shoes, don't say what you would or would not do because you have no idea. You have no idea what you would go through and what we go through as widows. So I would tell the widows, people are going to talk. Let it roll off your back. Do what you need to do. Take care of yourself, take care of your kids the best way that you can. And if it doesn't seem like it fits in the box of what other people will do, you're not other people. You're just you. So you do what's best for you. That's what I would really say.
That's good advice. And I
Mhm.
was thinking, because you brought up the criticism again, did you eventually figure out a way to deal with it, or what did you end up doing in response to those sort of comments?
After many tears, really, after so many tears, and I will never forget, I worked at this second job. I worked part-time, and a lady had said something so hurtful to me. And there was a lady minister that was in the store looking for something. And I talked to the lamppost, so we struck up a conversation and she could kind of tell that I was maybe not feeling well or whatever. And I just said, "Can I ask you a question?" And so I told her, I said, "I've been widowed 3 times." I said, "And people have said all these hurtful things to me." And I said, "And it makes me think sometimes that maybe there is something wrong with me, or why is this happening to me?" And she said, "First of all, anyone that says that to you, that shows you their character." And I never forgot that. She said, "So it's more about them than it ever will be about you." She said, "But God put you on this earth for a reason. Your purpose is to go through this because He knew that you could. So not everyone gets this opportunity, but He thinks that you can handle this opportunity." And I looked at it in a different way because I said, "You know what? Hmm, I've come out pretty strong at the end of this. I'm doing pretty well for somebody that has gone through all that I have gone through, and yet I still stand." One of my best childhood friends, her name is Janice. I laugh so many times because she says, "Girl, if anyone could be a poster child for an alcoholic or I mean, seriously." And we laugh because how many people have gone through what I have gone through or would have gone through what I've gone through without using drugs, being on. I mean, I'm a handbook for addiction. I mean, my life could have totally gone another way. I don't
Mm.
drink, I don't smoke, I don't, it's just like, "Girl, you should be." She's like, "Because you know what?" She said, "I hear people talk about stuff," and I'm like, be quiet. Because I have a friend that has gone through hell and back,
Mm.
and you would never know because yet she stands and she stands and she stands with a crown on her head. And I think about that all the time because it could be different. It could be. But I choose to make it into seeing the best in a bad situation. It came with time. It took a while because you get tired of hearing and hearing and hearing, and you
Mm.
think, would people say these things? This is crazy. I would never say that to somebody. But it's like, okay, I'm gonna have to reverse it and think about it in a different way. And that's just what I did.
Were you always someone that looked at the positives previously, or
You know what? I'm the person that if you tell me that I can't do something, hmm, I might. you know, I'm the person that, you know, well, maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you don't. Well, yeah, no, I'll figure out a way to do it. And I've always been a happy person, a outgoing person. So it's like, yeah, I think I am that person that it hurts my feelings and I'm emotional and but then after it hurts my feelings, I'm gonna get mad and I'm gonna prove you wrong. So it's like, if you don't think I can do that, then that's fine. And yeah, maybe I'm gonna be sad for a minute, but then I'm gonna be like, well, you know what? Maybe I guess, don't tell me. Maybe I can. People are always gonna put you down for some other reason.
Mm.
So you just have to figure out a way to rise above, I guess. So, this is something that maybe not even, like I was the first Black cheerleader in my high school. Well, I wasn't encouraged to
Mm.
be. I wasn't encouraged to try out, but I did try out, you know. Going back to school at my age, do you know the comments that I got? Oh, why would you do that? Well, I would never do that. Well, how did you even do that? I applied like everybody else. Oh, then when I get to the master's program, oh, then someone made a comment. Oh, how funny. How high you got a bachelor's. What are you gonna do next? Get a master's. And I sat quietly and smiled because I'd already made my application and I knew that I had been accepted. It's like, do what you will, tell me what you want. But you have to at some point dig deep down and know that you can do it. And so what if they think you can't? And that's what I want my grandchildren. That's what I want anybody else to know.
Mm.
You can do what you want to do. Don't let other people stop you because they will try. Trust me, they will. But you can do it. You set your mind to it. It may not be easy because, honey, at my age, grad school is not easy, but
Mm.
I'm getting there, and I'm gonna walk that stage. And hey, who knows what's next? I
Mm.
don't know, but you just have to put one foot in front of the other and keep on going. And you
Mm.
can always, I said this in my TED talk, you can do so much more than you think you can. You really, really can. You have to know it and believe it. That's
Mm.
what I think.
I'm curious to know, actually, did you see this kind of strength modeled for you in the women around you when you were growing up?
My mother was a very strong person. My mother was an only child. And she was funny. She had this wonderful personality, but she was a person that everybody came to for advice.
Mm.
She was the woman that everybody came to for prayer. And to me, she was just way ahead of her time in many ways, in fashion, in ways that she did things. And you know what? She always let us know, the four of us, that we could do anything. When I came home to her about trying out for cheerleading, I said, well, I wanted to try out, but they told me that, it costs money and we could do it. And she was like, what do you mean? Whatever it takes, we're going to do it. So we knew growing up that whatever you want to do, you can do it. No,
Mm.
there's nobody to hold you back. My grandfather, I mean, even my father, we were a family that knew we could do whatever we wanted to do. And our parents and our grandparents had high expectations for us. And we knew that also, which I think gives you more drive to do what you want to do too.
Mm. And where are you in the order of siblings?
That baby.
Oh, really?
If
Wow.
you would ask my siblings, they would say, oh, Lord, she's so spoiled. Yeah, I'm the baby.
I was spoiled too. I'm the baby, so.
Yeah. And they helped create this monster. I don't know why they complain. They helped. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Did you have a support network around you when you were going through
Going,
the grief?
yes. Yes, my family was there. In fact, the father of my two siblings, my third husband, we were sisters. We're sisters married to two brothers. So she's married to a younger sister, and I was married to an older brother. So it was
Mm.
they were right there to come in and help because that was their, that was his brother. So he was the uncle to my kids, and so they were very helpful when the kids were small and in
Mm.
the support. But all through it, my family was there for me along the way. So and I was the kind of person too that sometimes it was hard for me to ask for help. And that's another thing that I would say to young widows. So many people are there and want to help you, but they don't know how to help if they don't know what to do and they don't know what you need. So and sometimes it's hard for us to say,
Mm.
I need help doing this or I need help doing that. But you have to do it because you can't do this alone. You cannot do this journey alone. You have to have someone there beside you. And your family is there for you to help you, or your friends also. You just have to find those people and let them in. But sometimes it's hard because you think different people have different personalities. And I'm so used to doing everything by myself. It's just me that sometimes you don't want anybody in that bubble. Or in my case, sometimes I felt like I didn't want anybody to see how badly I was hurting because I didn't want my kids to see it. And I
Mm.
certainly didn't need my family to see it. So therefore, I was shut off a lot of times, not asking for help when I should have asked for help. But yeah,
Mm.
but they were
So,
there for me.
so now over the years, have you gotten better at asking for help?
Yes, I had my brother-in-law, my two sons helping last Christmas, not this Christmas before, putting the handle on my refrigerator. So one of them had to use, I have a picture. It was the funniest thing because I couldn't figure out how this dang handle kept coming off. And it was like, wait a minute. So my older brother was there, then he had to get his glasses, and my brother-in-law was there. He's like, let me YouTube, and then he told my son to use. It got fixed. So
Mm.
it works. But
Yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
great.
Thank you so much for just sharing all of that. And I guess I was wondering, is there anything that we haven't spoken about or anything that you wanted to share that you haven't been able to?
I don't know. I get maybe about going back to school at my age. And for anybody out there that has thought about going back to school
Mm.
and thought I can't do it or maybe I'm too old, you're never too old. And I've learned that life experience is just as valuable as textbook experience. Maybe sometimes even more so because you've lived it and you can share with other people. And it has been such a confidence booster, I guess, for me, and I was always good in school. I wasn't a bad student, and I had plans on going back to school, but life didn't turn out that way.
Mm.
And so I'm actually attending the university that I wanted to attend when I got out of high school.
Wow.
I got started small. I went to community college, which I think that's good. I don't think that's bad. I think anybody that's a good start because I was intimidated about going to the university first. And when my advisor said, you've got enough credits to transfer, I was like, oh no, let me just graduate and then and then I'll transfer. So then when I did transfer and I got my bachelor's, I graduated magna cum laude, and I was like, okay. And then it was like, okay, well, what about the masters? And somebody made that joke, and I was like, mm-hmm. So yeah, mm-hmm. So here I am. I'm 63. I'll be almost 64 when I walk that stage. So this is going to open up, I don't know how many opportunities, but something different. I can retire. This will maybe be my second career. I don't know where it's going to lead, but I know that it's something that I'm proud of. I'm a first generation student, first generation graduate. So it's a big deal. And I got my bachelor's, but I never really thought about getting my master's before. But it's because you've heard the program is really tough and it's hard, and it is. It's tough and it's hard. But I'm doing it. And I'm anybody, if I can do it, working full time, I'm a TA. I've been a TA every semester, over 3 classes. I've taken a full load. And if I can do it, Anybody can do it. And I encourage you. You will feel, I can't even tell you how proud, I can't tell you how, and I'm not bragging, not to brag, but I'm so proud of how far I've come and so proud of being in this program and
Mm.
what it's done for me. That's, yeah, it's just incredible. So you're never too old. Never, ever, ever think you're too old.
I love
Never,
that.
because you're not.
Yeah. And
If
I
I
have
can do
one
it, you
last
can do it too.
yeah. One last question. Do you think that, having gone through all that life experience, that also gave you the belief that you can do anything, like even
Hmm.
more?
Yes, yes, yes. I jumped out of an airplane. I have, and I don't swim. I have a fear of, but I'm taking swimming lessons this summer because I'm gonna learn how to swim.
Mm.
Trust me. I've taken lessons before and I'm like, that ain't for me. I'm gonna do it. But I've done things that, yeah, jumped out of a plane, swam with dolphins. And sometimes I've said, I've buried 3 husbands, and who else has done that and can stand up and look and smile every day? I mean, and get up out of bed every day. That's the hardest. Doing it once is the hardest thing you'll ever do in your life. And I've done it 3 times. And here I stand, a little bit sane. Maybe not completely, but that's debatable. But yeah, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do. I've lost my parents. Yet here I stand. So I know that between the comments that have been made, between with all of that, I am a strong woman.
Mm.
And I'm not done it alone. I've done it with God. I mean, God is the only person that has seen me through in my faith. But yeah, it has made me tough. So there's not too much you can throw at me that I'm not going to be able to handle yet.
Mm.
Not asking for anything else, Lord, because I'm good. I'm good right now. But
Mm.
sometimes I'm like, look, can you go on to somebody else? Because you've been on me for a little while. Now somebody else needs to carry this load, Lord. Hear my plea, you know.
Mm.
But yeah, that's what I think.
Mm.
That's what I think.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank
Are
you
you
for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
do you have any dreams of writing a book at some stage?
I do. I have the title. I have everything. I've
Mm.
had this title for 40, I guess, since I was 40. I was like, okay, I'm gonna write this book, and this is the title of my book. I haven't done, I need to, and so many people that I have talked to have told me, oh my God, you're a book. Your life is, how have you not written a book? You're a lifetime story waiting to be produced. And I'm like, yeah, because there's so much more. There's so much more in it that it's just like, oh my gosh. So I need to start. I've started a little, I need to do it because I've got little pieces here and there, and I just need to connect all those dots. But there will be a book. I'm speaking that into the universe, and I'm claiming that there will be a book by Dana Douglass Swann about her life. There will be a memoir.
And when that happens, we can have another conversation.
Yes, yes, we will. Yes, we will. Because then there'll be a book tour.
Yeah.
Hey,
Amazing.
dream big.
Why
Yeah.
not? Why not? I believe you.
Yeah.
I believe you. Mm.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
thank you, Dana.
You're welcome.
I'll
I
stop for
appreciate
you.
it so much.